So that's not shit, because I wish I could have released more, because I've got way more. It's just we couldn't fit them all on the song. I had to hold the song with me and Rock This Monster from Helter Skelter. I had to hold the song with me and Marco and fucking Rusty Jukes and Marco Polo. I didn't have room for all these songs, man. I ran out of space. The CD will only hit 74 minutes.
Yeah, Rusty Jukes was raw. A couple months ago, me and my camp, we drove 6 hours to Chicago to see him rock for 50 minutes and came back home. That was
That's dope. That's sick, man. That's hip-hop right there.
Actually, you're going to be in town up here. That is hip-hop. You're going to be in town on the 21st up here. I got an email from some cats from Cincinnati who want to come up. They're like, oh, if you have any time. I'm like, well, we really don't. Like, at the beginning of the night, we might have, like, half hour for, like, just some open mic BS. Like, dude, I just 5 minutes. I'm like, if you want to come up here from Cincinnati for 5 minutes, that's dope. That's how excited they are to do something with copyright. So you're fucking it up right on the game.
Man, I appreciate that, man.
I mean, your new album's also got Planet Asia on it.
Yeah, that's my brother right there. Shout out to Asia. We're about to go on this tour together, so look out for me and Planet Asia hitting the city near you. Me, Planet Asia, Tage Future, and DJ Drastic. Bam! Hitting the city near you. What?
Well, DJ Drastic's your tour DJ now, right? Your show DJ.
I mean, yeah, man. RJD2 kind of elevated. I always felt like RJ is going to be my DJ, because who the fuck wouldn't want to claim that? But RJ just does. He can't be limited to a DJ. What can I say? He does too much shit, and he's a star. He's like the biggest star out of Megahertz. So yeah. DJ Drastic came up. Me and Camus and all of us. We were the younger generation in Columbus hip hop that came up under like cats like the Intellect and DJ Fazo and Spirit, and those were the older cats. And we were getting nice and studying all. And while I'm on the topic of this, there's a movie premiering called it's a Groove Shack movie. The Groove Shack is like our version of the Hip Hop Shop. That's what the fuck was going on in like 95, 94, 96. Anybody who's anybody in Columbus went there. Illogic went there. Like all of us, that's where we all got nice. That's where I got my first battles. And this movie's going to be at a huge movie theater in Columbus. It's called The Gateway. It's over on High Street near Ohio State campus on High Street. So come out to that. It's for everybody to come out to see. It's November 18th, so you should come check that out. Come see little 17-year-old copyright murdering motherfuckers twice his age. Not much has changed.
Your boy King Dom did the same shit out here in Cleveland for a while when we had the spitboxing going on. He was 18, 19 at the time. He was shitting on people, literally shitting on people. I called in a couple favors for some other people I know in the industry. Some people that knew you personally, and asked them to help me out with some questions, and I actually got a couple good ones back. So here's some I'm just gonna plug and play with these questions here. These ones are actually really dope. You were talking earlier about how RJ hit you up about the press and not reading press and your your Double XL magazine, right? Last month's issue of Double XL, they rated your new album an XL, which is really dope.
They gave me the highest rating out. They gave me the highest rating out the magazine, which I'm really appreciative and thankful for.
I mean, that's absolutely dope. Now the cover of that magazine had Gucci Mane on it, and it also had Waka Flocka, and their albums in that same issue rated L's. So how does it feel to have them on the cover, and how you two receive a superior rank to their albums, being the featured artist that month? And hold on to your hip-hop standpoint, coming up in a more cultural aspect of hip-hop. How does that make you feel? Does it make you feel accomplished? Or?
Yeah, it makes me feel super accomplished because I understand the way the industry works and the way the game works, and you can't be, they're way more known than me, man. They're like household names. I'm just some dude who's getting back into the situation. So that made me feel I was happy as fuck, man. I was upset that my mom's not around to see it. Because I feel like I'm finally starting to make some real noise, and that I finally have like all my fans and supporters behind me, and I feel she's here, she can see the shit, but she's just not here. I just can't go spend like $1,000 on her, like take her out shopping and say here's $5,000, go do what you want. She's starting to pick up, like that sucks, but. It's cool, man. I'll tell you what, I'd rather have her here and I'd rather her be here and me lose all my fucking skill. And me lose every fucking accolade or anything. And that's real fucking talk. I don't really give a fuck about rap like that anymore. I do, but you know, I'm grown, man. There's real life shit in the works. Music right. I've accomplished. I've accomplished music. I know I'm good at it. I know what I can do. I'd rather have, like, my loved ones here.
Yeah, that's probably the most real thing anyone's ever said on a track, you know, is take away the braggadocio bullshit, take away all that bullshit, and when it comes down to the end of the night, what's really important to you know what I mean? Is it that money you made, or is it the heart you touched? Is it your accomplishments, you know? That's really...
Because she always believed in my shit. She always supported me. You know, when I was in the bedroom making beats all night long and rapping and yelling in mics, and she didn't understand it at first and understand what I was spending all this time doing and dropping me off at the open mic and shit and picking me up. She saw a lot of shit. You know, she saw a slow rise. Like, she saw me get on video games and shit that are on the Xbox and do my thing right. Here and there, But right now, she'd have a lot of shit to brag about, and I wish that she was here to see, like, you know, the beginning of shit picking up for me. And almost without her, it almost doesn't mean anything to me, to be honest with you. It's cool. You know, it's cool. It's cool. It is what it is, but it's not really, it's nothing that I would fucking, like, you know, trade to have her here, so.
Right. I mean... That's like, there's really no comment after something like that. That's just probably the most answer question, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that goes back to what I was saying. Like, the only thing that I can do at this point to make sure that none of that shit is in vain is to use the bullshit that happened to me in my life to help other people out. And that's the only thing that really, really these days makes me happy at all, you know?
Absolutely. So we were talking about that just the other day. Different
circumstances. Yeah, man.
Thing.
Yep. And I wish you, man, I don't know how, like, you know, just on some shit, and they can wonder what the fuck we're talking about, but obviously it's some real life shit. I wish you, you know, I just, my heart goes out to you, fam. It really does.
Absolutely. Well, you know, people out there, whatever, you know, my girlfriend and I recently lost a pregnancy, but no, Copy's been real dope. He's coaching me through it. Big brother status. But we're going to lighten up here. Someone was asking me if there's some of the funniest shit you've ever witnessed from the stage of a show. Have you ever witnessed any funny shit from the stage?
Yeah, man.
Anything?
Yeah, man. Hell yeah, girls. Like, I mean, like titties popping out. You know, shit like that. Oh man, fucking. I hate to sound ignorant, but at the time it was amazing. Watching, like, people slam dance and start fights, and you have to actually, it got to the point where we had to just stop the show just to enjoy the fight, just to watch the fight. I mean, that shit's funny, man. That shit's funny when you're, like, 21, 22, you know, and you're like, well, you assholes are starting it, so I'm just going to watch it. You actually try to stop the fight from on stage, and you can't, so you just start watching it and enjoying it.
That's funny. Start taking bets who's going to win. You and the DJ.
Right. Right.
That's funny as hell. Now you were talking about, you know, making your come up when you're in the room, going to shows and whatnot, and you're talking about how excited you are to work with people like Paige and Crooked Eye because you feel like they're on the same exact musical plane with you when you're creating. Now going back to when you were first coming up, were there any like initial collaborations that you like remember like as like your first big like super burst of excitement, like, holy shit, I just did the track with so-and-so, or were there any first initial ones that really bugged you out?
Yeah, when I did the EC All-Star shit, it was cool for me to be on the track with, like, Mad Skills and some of those cats. Yeah, because these are people that I grew up listening to as a kid, lightweight, like when the Stretch and Bob show was going on, and I would get cassettes of the WKCR, 89 Tech 9 show, which is, shout out to Bobito Garcia. That's who put Megahertz on. There would be no Megahertz if it weren't for Bobito. And, yeah, man, I mean, like, there was that. I mean, there's some shit behind the scenes. Like, I was in the studio when Cool G Rap laid his verse for the Talk Like Sex 2 shit, the Smut Peddler shit. And that, to me, was a phenomenal experience because it's Cool G Rap. And he's writing his verse on the spot, and he's telling Milo he only eats steak and shrimp and shit. and from what I hear, he does. But I thought he was just trying to hustle him for some steak and shrimp. But you know, shit, man. I mean, the same exact session, the Beatnuts were there. You know, the Beatnuts came in and we're working on some shit. So these are all people who I held high standards of and looked up to. And here I am, like, my bum ass is in the studio with them. I'm trying to think, man, if there's any other experience like that where I was really, really tripping out. Oh shit! I met Phyral Monch like right before I went on tour in like '01, and he pulled up in some kind of hoopty, and he put his hand out to give Mighty My dap, and I intercepted. You know, because I mean, man, Phyral Monch. If it wasn't if it wasn't for me memorizing shit like his verse to Bring It On and the whole Stress Extinction Agenda album, I wouldn't be able to rap. Man, he helped me learn how to rap in incredible ways just by memorizing his verses, man. Like, learning that rhythm is infinite and it's math, and that every artist is every musician is subconsciously a mathematician. It's all mathematics, and it's all infinite. If you sit there, that's why I laugh at rappers who don't spend a lot of time sometimes with shit. And don't get me wrong, like, you shouldn't spend your whole fucking life trying to create one verse. But, like,
right.
I guess I learned at a young age before I did any drugs or anything. Like, I would sit in my room for the longest and just, like, if you just rearrange shit and put pauses in certain places and then extend shit and just, like mutter patterns to yourself, you'll come up with some shit that impresses you as a fan. You'll be like, I can't believe I just came up with that. I'm definitely going to memorize that and record it. You know, like, and if it weren't for artists like Phyral Monch, I wouldn't have ever learned that or stumbled upon that. And yo, I still want to. I'm gonna do a track with Phyral Monch before it's all said and done. I don't give a fuck.
All right, we'll make a deal. You do a track with Phyral Monch, and I'll do a track with Prince Paul.
All right, that's cool.
How's that?
That's cool. That's a deal. That's a cool deal, man.
I love Organized Confusion as a whole. So
hell yeah, I was upset when they broke up. That's what me and Camus tried to be, man. All we were trying to be was both of us. We were just trying to be Phyral Monch, two Phyral Monches. That's all. That's all we were trying to do, man. That's all we were trying to do.
That's dope. Now, you said you were a kid, you before you drugs and everything, and you were learning how to pick apart words, and that was all math, and just do pauses, and just, you said, like, the eternal flow of things. Now, was it always hip-hop when you were a kid, or do you have other musical influences outside of hip-hop?
No, I listened to more. Back then it was all hip-hop, and I was real close-minded, and I was just so obsessed with it. Now, I listen to more rock now and more random shit than I ever have, and more soul and more whatever, and I try to apply it all because it's what it is, like hip-hop and all kind of music are a gumbo, so now I finally have other, and I think you'll hear the other influences on the life and times of Peter Nelson. I've got, man, like I was listening to a lot of Radiohead, I was listening to a lot of Nirvana, I was listening to a lot of I almost don't want to say this. I was listening, let me say this, I was listening to some of the good Weezer, and I was, because I was running out of hip-hop, man. I've listened to it since '88. I've been there since almost the beginning. It's not like I'm not one of these kids who had to catch up and do my research. I was there. So when I say, like, I remember when PM Dawn
threw... You didn't grow up like Lil Wayne or anything?
Right, I was already in the... That's Dom. You're confusing me with Dom, man. Dom like Lil Wayne before Lil Wayne got nice. Nah, man, I was on the real shit. I was fucking with NWA. I was fucking with, I was fucking with BDP. I was fucking with all the classic shit. All anybody who's real nice at the time when they came out, I was on it because I was searching for good music to listen to.
Mm-hmm. That's real dope. Yeah, I mean, as I get older, I find myself listening to hip-hop less and less. I'll admit it, too. I'm going more towards the alternative and the rock. I mean, it's just when I'm jamming out, but when I'm around, whatever, it's hip-hop all day still, obviously. But let's just wrap everything up.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, the format of it gets boring sometimes, and that's one thing that you're going to hear on the Life and Times, and that's what I really respect RJ for. And it's like, and it's just the kicks and the drums. It's just like shit is trapped in a fucking box. It's like if you buy your woman the most beautiful diamond ring in the world, you got her the Hope diamond, but it's stuck in this fucking box and it doesn't have any room to breathe. It's like water trapped in the same fucking pitcher forever, like. It doesn't do anything else. That's why I love Radiohead shit, because it moves around and it evolves into so much crazy shit, and all of it's amazing for the most part.